Sometimes the camera captures moments so unbelievable, you have to watch them twice. In this video, you'll see incredible scenes that stand out for all the right reasons, from shocking surprises to perfectly timed events, moments that you must see. This driver should definitely have his license taken away. He caused massive damage. A beautiful domino effect. This is literally me and my friend every time we try to fix something. Even though he saw it was going toward disaster, he still kept going. Just preparing the car for a tuning show, and casually crashes it. This dog was curious, and that curiosity almost got him into serious trouble. Sometimes, one wrong move can cost a lot. The only explanation here is that a vegan showed up and destroyed their barbecue. The only question I'd ask him is, what were you thinking? A raging bull ran straight into a bakery. A normal Sunday afternoon gone wrong. This guy clearly has insane reflexes. He's definitely not running for no reason. This is exactly why dogs have always been my favorite animals. This is what it looks like when my wife calls me and says, "We have a small problem." A terrifying lightning strike. If your delivery is late, there's a chance this was your driver. Working at a toll booth is usually boring, but not today. This clip honestly deserves a Hollywood award. She cooled off a bit, even though she definitely didn't plan to.
You here? Help me! Oh my God! Oh my God!
This is the definition of pure chaos. He thought nobody was watching, but the security camera says otherwise. Pet got too close to the edge and suddenly lost the ground beneath its paws. Instead of a precise hit with her hands, this player decided to use her forehead as the main weapon. The result was a painful fall and general laughter from everyone present in the gym. The table simply decided it was time to retire, knocking everything off itself onto the floor. He sat on the very edge of the bench, thinking he had found the perfect resting position. The structure tipped over faster than he expected, leaving him lying on the hard ground. Unfortunate woman tripped on a stone, and everything she carried ended up in the dust. No one will have fresh drinks today because of one small and completely unplanned misstep. This dog obviously thinks he's a tractor, given the ease with which he moves the giant metal object. Truck doors suddenly swung open and hit everything in their path. Let's hope everyone involved in this incident escaped without any serious physical injuries. Man looked away for just a second, and his sandwich had already become part of the dog. The four-legged thief showed not a shred of remorse for this daring theft. Although he wanted to relive childhood memories, this swing simply wasn't designed for his weight. The chain snapping was inevitable as soon as he pushed off the ground and flew into the air. No one on the court expected the opening hit to end up exactly on the backside of the teammate in front of her. A humorous scream and a total breakdown of seriousness marked this moment on the sand under the sun. Gravity decided to interrupt their digital fun in a very rough and not at all elegant way. The floor became her new destination while she tried to figure out what actually happened to the chair leg. Fear on her face was completely justified given the unexpected electrical show that followed. Walls sometimes hide dangerous secrets that shouldn't be touched without professional help and adequate equipment. Splash marked the end of this impressive but ultimately unsuccessful aerial adventure in the middle of the day. His struggle for balance was admirable until the moment gravity took the lead. It's funny to watch from the side, but riders know how uncomfortable these small accidents can be. Pride suffered just as much as the shiny fairing of this powerful two-wheeled racer. Next time he will likely check the kickstand stability 3 times before he even thinks about getting off the seat. His forehead instantly stuck to the glass, creating a scene reminiscent of the funniest movie comedies. He stood there dazed, trying to figure out why the space suddenly wouldn't let him pass forward. Troubles are an integral part of their growing up, but that doesn't make the job easier for those who have to clean. Every corner of the house becomes a potential target for their small, fast, and incredibly creative hands that never rest. Sight was simultaneously funny and worrying for everyone standing at the top of the hill. Their dresses will likely never have the same color again after this close encounter with nature and its slopes. His shot was clearly too much for the local power grid, which wasn't ready for such kinetic energy. Coincidence or incredible power? This moment will remain written in the history of the weirdest sports events ever recorded. Surviving such a falling marathon requires incredible endurance, or at least a lot of luck in that unfortunate moment. Watching this footage makes you want to grab the nearest handrail as soon as you see a single step in front of you. Her facial expression as she fell was absolutely priceless for everyone who had the chance to see it live. Unawareness of her surroundings led to this comical landing that will be retold at every next coffee with friends. Water was the only outcome of this ill-judged movement near the deep pool. Her facial expression as she sank will become a legendary part of every home video this season. Wet clothes and a ruined hairstyle are a small price to pay for such a funny and unexpected moment. Floor was relentless toward her attempt to look like a top model on the runway. The laughter that followed the fall showed that humor is more important than a perfect look. Shame about the dress. Acrobatics looked impressive until someone missed the soft landing and ended up in the nearby bushes. The adrenaline was at its peak, and the laughter was likely heard to the end of the street as they tried to climb back onto the mats. Glass flew into the air, and she followed it straight into the depths of the freezing water. The scene was incredibly comical because no one expected such a dramatic turn in a peaceful afternoon. Now she will need much more than one cold drink to warm up after this unplanned diving. Luckily, passersby immediately ran to help to check if everything was okay with him. The impact looked terrible, but it seems the protective gear did its job at the most critical moment. Earth opened up under his feet as if it were some poorly directed cartoon. He will need time to get out of this awkward situation while his colleagues are likely already preparing jokes about his disappearance. Checking where you step before leaving the cabin is clearly the most important lesson of the day for this worker. It is hard to explain what was going through his head while he pressed the lighter next to the tank. Running in his underwear became his only option after realizing that physics doesn't joke. Perhaps this burnt piece of clothing will serve as a lifelong reminder that one should never play with gas. Apologies flew faster than the water, but the damage was already done to his new suit. The buyer stood motionless, trying to process the fact that he was soaked to the skin due to the seller's simple carelessness. Street food sometimes offers much more than just taste, including such unforgettable hydraulic surprises for everyone present. Wet palms and dirty clothes are now the only result of this fearless but quite dangerous climbing adventure of his. His mother ran at the speed of light to comfort her little explorer who learned that cars are not mountains. Next time he will likely choose a safer place for his childhood ventures, at least until the clothes dry completely in the sun. It looks incredibly easy to get scared of your own shadow when your eyes are pinned to the digital world. Both jumped into the air as if they had seen a ghost, while their phones almost slipped from their hands onto the hard floor. This situation is a perfect reminder that sometimes we should still look at the path we are walking to avoid comic heart attacks. Fortunately, no one was in the path of this runaway cargo in the middle of a quiet afternoon. The damage to the yard will be significant, but at least no one was hurt in this unusual incident. Next time he will likely use twice as strong brakes to secure his property. Ground came much faster than he had originally planned in his head. The park rangers stood in shock looking at the destroyed equipment and the dust slowly rising from the ground. The lesson on load capacity limits was learned in the most expensive way possible in front of all visitors. Audience was breathless as he performed incredible turns in broad daylight. Every landing was perfectly timed to avoid even the smallest mistake in this fast-paced game. Such coordination and strength are rarely seen even among the most skilled professional athletes in the world. His facial expression was a mixture of disbelief and shame in front of the gathered company in the room. Even the strongest wood has its limits when sat upon with too much enthusiasm. Now he will have to look for a new piece of furniture that is at least a bit more resistant to heavy challenges. Passers-by quickly ran to the edge, but it was too late for any rescue action. Watching your own property sink is a painful experience that will stay in his memory forever. Let's hope he at least has good insurance that covers such bizarre parking mistakes. Smell of burnt tires filled the entire street as the wheels spun helplessly in vain. Neighbors started coming out of their houses to see this incredible traffic collapse in their vicinity. Professional help and a lot of patience will be needed to get this giant moving again. Before we continue, please leave a like and subscribe, and tell us in the comments which country you're watching from. We'd love to know where most of our amazing audience is coming from. If this wasn't recorded, nobody would believe her. Her cat is basically Spider-Man. I think he picked the absolute worst moment to install that fence. Swinging back and forth like he actually wanted to fall off that improvised swing. One wrong move and you're slipping straight down. An unbelievable robbery attempt caught on camera. Luckily, this guy was way too fast. Looks Looks like the parents just got some unexpected expenses this month. When they say they don't know anything about housework, this is the proof. I really hope that shelf wasn't full of expensive wine he just destroyed. No way he could hit that even in 1,000 years. This is truly 1 in a million. When you hire a new worker, maybe don't give them tasks like this on day 1.
Little ball peep.
This is what you call luck in the middle of chaos. He actually managed to stop it.
Oh! Oh! Bro! You didn't put it in here? No, I pulled the e-brake.
He just wanted to help clean the car. Now they'll have to repaint it. Someone here clearly made a very bad calculation. Here we go again, my wife behind the wheel. That had to hurt. I can feel it just watching. When the ground starts shaking, everything turns into chaos instantly. He got a bigger applause than some people get in stadiums. Nothing worse than rain and cold at the same time. Your shoes turn into skates. I have to admit, there's some talent for architecture here. Just don't give up. It took him the whole day to build this, just for it to fail in seconds. These thieves really need to find a real job, because this clearly isn't working. After this, I'd stick to the mountains only. If you're looking for quality, this isn't the truck. The door just quit. Him, I'll close the gate, fence, and I'll knock you off balance. Economical driving, when you don't need tires, just fireworks. This was not a planned stunt. The excavator thought it was a slide. Faster than lightning, hungrier than a wolf, the bowls are his. The truck driver clearly wasn't using side mirrors. The motorcyclist paid the price for invisibility. Ironic, now the truck is stopped too. Perfect, the trailer decides to slide sideways, not controlled drifting at all, just pure fear and chaos. Hold on tight. And here he comes, the goalie shoots, it hits the block, comes back, and goes into his own goal. Brilliant play, the wrong fans are cheering. I must be first, ignores everyone, overtakes on the left and learns collision geometry lesson, learned straight into trouble. Driver, hold tight friend, I am trying curve, thanks for flying, always secure your passenger, this trust test was failed. When you think an Italian sports car can beat ice, elegant slide straight into an obstacle, Ferrari now parked as street art. Meteor in the sky and karma on the ground, the sign fell, perfect miss. The sign warns, parking is dangerous, especially when it decides to fall itself. Ramp down, brain off, pure adrenaline. Roundabout running, the ostrich is clearly lost. Who let him out? The bus thought it was a rally car. The cyclist was not amused. A forced overtake turns into a movie scene. Impact, rotation, and the car flies. Someone thought they were Dom Toretto. Bad judgment. Coffee, peace, idle. The B triggers total chaos. Huge cargo. The truck is carrying a highway wing. The mountain said, "No, you shall not pass." Instant body repair. This is proof that cameras capture action. Quick hand, lifting the cover. The fish is clearly worth the risk. When the fight with physics is lost, chaos ensues. The excavator decided it was tired. Now it's part of the architecture. Solidarity on the road is measured by the pushing power. The van understood its mission. It's saving the bus, one unit at a time. A moment of inattention and the grate turns into a trap. The cyclist quickly became an acrobat. He should have walked. The wind is strong. The car carrier performs a dance, but the driver is the real hero. A moment of oblivion, major damage. Instead of R, he hit D. Clearly, he wanted to test the strength of the pillars. The real trick, he pulls out the first chair, but the sister is there with plan B. Perfect synchronization. A day on the road, rocks fall, trucks get stuck. Pure chaos. The durability test of this fence clearly failed here. This was meant to be an artistic performance, but no one really understood it. Always be careful when taking out the trash. You never know if an animal might be there looking for food. The challenge is accepted. The trees are too heavy. The trailer is dancing. Life lesson: don't rush home. Pillars are lurking. Concrete express rushes. In the nick of time, it avoids total chaos. The taxi turns and creates romantic art in the snow. This taxi driver is a true artist at heart. He left a love message. Unplanned, but sweet. The truck lost metal bars. Dangerous mess on the road. Luckily, the police reacted immediately. Driving on the highway quickly turned into drama. A strong bang, loss of control. He must stop quickly. An unfortunate moment on the construction site. The concrete poles fell right onto the neighbor's fence. Snow and wind created chaos, a short circuit, a large explosion. Luckily, it was recorded in time. The dog resists. The boy uses force, but it's hilarious. The wheels decided to drive by themselves. That is pure chaos. An incredible accident for the car driver. There is no defense against this. That's called unexpected cargo. The man ran outside. He's trying to save his skin. The bees were furious. This fall is painful to watch. The lighting and console are destroyed. End of gaming for today. Big, expensive damage. He was driving carefully, but nature had its own plan. A big pine stands in the middle. Now he has to wait for help. That's what happens when you are too deep in thought. The man hit the door. He knocked it down with the frame. He needs coffee. One second of inattention. An open trailer is dangerous. The traffic light is destroyed. Luckily, no one was hurt. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.